Good morning, everybody. Randy Gold, Tribe Magnet Man with you here today. I just want to do a little quick video clarifying what is JDM Gear. Seems to be a lot of people lately are assuming that JDM means made in Japan. That's not the case. It means it's gear that is made for the Japanese domestic market. Some of it is made in Japan. The overwhelming majority of it is made outside the country, be it China, be it Vietnam, be it Thailand, be it Malaysia, I think Indonesia. I think there's quite a few other places where the gear is actually made. But it's made to be sent back to Japan and sold in Japan. And therefore it has to meet certain quality standards for the price point of the equipment that's being sold. For instance, Major Craft come to the USA a couple of years back, 3 years, 4 years back, and you would notice some of their rods, they were selling at the time, some of their same rods were sold in Japan, had the same name on them come to the States, but there were subtle differences. For instance, they were selling certain bass rods. The same bass rod sold in Japan come with SICK guides, and yet the same model rod they were selling in the States come with alkanite guides or O-ring guides. So, there is a difference. And just because it's made in China or Malaysia or Vietnam, that don't mean it's not good gear. I'm telling you, they make some quality stuff. I have some. I have Ticked Ice Cube Rock and Drift. This rod is no longer made. It is absolutely a fantastic rod. It's sensitive beyond belief. I've called it in a previous video a couple years back the world's most sensitive crappie rod. The whole upper section of it is a special carbon fiber, not just the tip. The whole upper section is all carbon. You haven't seen me fish with that rod much lately. That doesn't mean it's not a good rod, and that was a $400 rod, but that rod was not made in Japan. Don't know where it was made. Pretty sure it was made in China, but it's most definitely not made in Japan. Have another rod, the Mega Bass. It's not made in Japan. This is a Mega Bass Shore Luck Limited. It's a work of art. It's made in China. It was a $500 rod. At the time I got it for $250 on sale. I don't fish with it much because this is one of these I want to put up over my fireplace. This thing has the marbling here. It has the intricate thread work here. The butt is wrapped thread. It's not foam. It's wrapped thread. I mean, this is a first-rate rod. I mean, the quality is impeccable, and it's just so nice. I don't even hardly fish with it, which kind of defeats the purpose because I bought it to fish with. But I'm just trying to point out to you that these rods and reels and all this other gear, it doesn't have to be made in Japan to be good. Now, I prefer Japanese-made rods. I prefer Japanese-made reels. I stepped outside the box here a while back when I bought this Abu Garcia Revo Theta 1000. For the money I paid for this, it's a bargain. It's an absolute bargain. Is it as good as the Daiwa Presso Limited? Nope, but it's close. It's close. But it costs a lot less than the Daiwa Presso Limited also. But this is an excellent reel, and these sell as fast as they get them in stock. In the web stores in Japan, they're sold out, and there's a reason for that. It's a good reel. The Japanese are just not going to buy. They'll buy some inexpensive gear, but they're not going to buy some cheap junk. They won't do it. They may can only fish with an $80 or $90 rod, but you better believe it's going to be the best rod to be made for the $80 or $90. But it doesn't have to come from Japan. Now, a lot of the gear I have is made in Japan, like the Tenru raised Spectra rod. It's a thing of beauty. The Olympic graphite leader, Finezza prototype, made in Japan. The Olympic graphite leader 2018 Corto, made in Japan. The Tenru Luna Kia is made in Japan. And when you get to examine these rods, like if you want to put down the Luna Kia or the raised Spectra rod, and you want to compare the wraps and the lacquer to say a fine tail area stage rod that's made in China, you will find that on the fine stage area rod that come out of China, you may find a little blemish here and there as far as maybe a slight lacquer overrun. You might find something, but you're not going to find much. But realistically, the rods that are made in Japan, they have an impeccable build quality. Now, having said that, I have a Abu Garcia Eradicator Real Finesse, the 6'7" slow taper special. I've looked and looked and looked, and that rod was made in China. It's probably stamped on there by the Chinese, made in China. That rod has impeccable build quality, and it's my favorite rod, and yet it come out of China. You know, I mean, I just want to clarify that, you know, just because it says JDM, that doesn't mean made in Japan. That just means it's made to be sold in Japan. Now, I have spoons, I have jig heads, I have a couple of jig heads that were made in Japan, but the jig head I use most is a Daiwa Gekabin jig head. It's made in China. But I suspect that the hooks are made in Japan and sent to China for that jig head, as are a lot of jig heads that come out of Japan. The hooks are made in Japan, sent to China, where they're poured, packaged, and sent back. Spoons. A lot of the spoons I have, quality lures, quality, superb quality, made in China. You know, I can only assume that Japan is like the rest of us. They got to do something to cut costs from labor or whatever, so they, you know, they can't make it all there. Just like we don't make hardly anything here. But as I said, I would prefer a Japanese-made rod. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to buy a rod that's not made in China, because I've got some outstanding rods that are made in China. I've got this outstanding reel, the Revo Theta, that was made in China. This reel for the money is an absolute bargain. They sell big time in Japan. So anyway, just wanted to let y'all know, don't get it in your head that JDM means made in Japan. It does not. Should be out fishing today, but it's what happens when you get older. You get doctor's appointments, so you got to go do them, and then it's going to rain the next 2 days. But I'm going to try to get out fish somewhere. They've cut the flow down at Normandy, but I noticed they're going to raise it again the day after tomorrow, because I'm sure that's on account of the approaching rains. Still going to try to get down to Nickajack as soon as I can. They finally turned the flow down there, but today would be the day to go, but unfortunately can't get out. Got other stuff to got to do. Also going to do a review on the GoPro Hero 9. Now, I say review, I'm not a camera expert. I just want it to work when I pick it up and go out on the water. I don't want it locking up and freezing. And I'm going to tell y'all what, if you're in the market to doing this, I'm going to tell you what you don't want to do with a Hero 9. You don't want to get the Ulanzi case and use the old mic adapter to save some money. I have found that the mic adapters do not work with the Hero 9. When I say they do not work, they may work for 20 minutes, then the things start going haywire. I had that problem with the GoPro Hero 6. I tried a Hero 7. Those mic adapters, they just create issues with the camera. Locking up, freezing up, no audio, poor audio. It can cause a camera to do anything. I don't know why GoPro, and I have 3 of those things. It's not a bad mic adapter, because if it is, I got 3 bad ones. And GoPro sent me, I paid for one, GoPro sent me 2 extra to try. And in the end, they just give up their hands. You know, with the Hero 6, it wouldn't work. Well, I got to tell you, so far with this Hero 9, using the Media Mod, external power pack, external microphone, I've had no issues at all. But I can take the Ulanzi case, put this Hero 9 in the Ulanzi case, hook up external power, external mic, and sooner or later on the water, I'm going to have issues. Something is going to not work. I mean, it is aggravating. But so far, this Hero 9 is looking like it's the way to go. It's not cheap. The Media Mod's not cheap. I say it's not cheap. The Media Mod was $80. The mic adapter is $50 or $40, something like that. But the media mod with this setup is working, and hope it continues to do so. But anyway, I'm going to do a separate video about that. Anyway, hope all of you are safe and healthy. Hope all of you are out able to fish if you can, because the weather's sure getting right. The fishing's getting right. Gonna get back over to Normandy. Gonna get to Nickajack. Since the wife is now retired, she mentioned the next couple of weeks we want to get to Dale Holland and maybe catch the early bluegill bite, which would be absolutely fantastic. It's quite a drive, and don't want to go up there by myself, but so it's nice that she wants to go. And going to try to find some white bass. I've missed out on the white bass this year because of the spinal surgery, because of the weather now. Now I'm hoping I can find some. So anyway, folks, as I said, thanks for watching. Appreciate your comments on the channel. And until next time, soar lip 'em all, and life is good.